Alrighty. What we're looking at here is a Dan Wesson 44 Magnum. This one has the 8-inch barrel. I like Dan Wesson revolvers. I've got one in 357. I've got the 2.5, the 4, the 6, and the 8-inch barrel. It's about the same size as a K-frame Smith in 357, but this one is much larger on the frame than my Model 29 Smith. It's even massive if we look at a Ruger Red Hawk in 44 Magnum. What gives these guns their strength is that they lock up the cylinder in the front, the cylinder crane. And while I'm not going to tell you to use an insane load, I am going to tell you these guns are built strong enough to take some of your most potent 44 Magnum loads. It's every bit as strong as a Ruger Red Hawk, possibly a Black Hawk's frame. However, when we look at the double action trigger pull, smooth as silk. It's every bit as smooth as a Model 29. Single action. Very crisp. Very light. So whether you shoot this one double action or single action, it's going to be a shooter. Because of the changeable barrels, this was one of the first guns to use a sleeved barrel. And what it allowed you to do was to use a feeler gauge in here and set your head spacing. And you could actually use that. I usually set mine at around 8 thousandths. Some guns might like it as tight as 6 thousandths. Some of them 10 thousandths is still within acceptable. It's a handsome gun. It's got a slick action. Really strong. Got a good set of sights on it. These are fully adjustable sights. Now, an interesting thing in this variation, this one uses regular slotted screws as opposed to the Allen screws that many of them use for their adjustable sights. That being said, if we look here, just looking at the construction of it, these are a really, really robust set of sights. And I get the front sight to line up in here. I'm having to do this one-handed with a bad arm. The front sights give us a good sight picture. Anyway, it's another little hidden gem. These guns have gotten expensive in the last couple of years, but if you can find one at the right price, and a lot of times people don't know what they have as far as dealers. Some of them can look them up in a book, but they're not something that a lot of people demand. So usually you can get them at a pretty decent price compared to other revolvers. Because there's not the it's not as popular as the Smith, nor the Colt, even the Ruger, but they're excellent revolvers. You know, I've had several of them over the years. Two, the one I currently have and a previous one in 357 that unfortunately got stolen. One day maybe I'll get it back. And this one, it's had a little cosmetic work done on it today, and it's ready to go back to its owner. Later on,